Yeah, so we get this question a lot about, is it okay to take a break, right? Because, we're so driven, it's like we're grinding, we're hustling, and that's, the environment we're in. It's like we're competitive, right? So it's like, never stop, we're looking at your practice, we're comparing, and it's okay to compare, because it's good to have a competitive edge.
Yep.
And if we're not careful, we'll just drive and drive and drive, right? But there are differences between when you should take a break between a younger practice, right, and more seasoned practice.
Yeah, and it's a sensitive area, and you gotta time it right. I mean, if you think about, your car, you have to stop and refuel it every so often if you don't run out of gas. Well, your practice is kind of the same way.
Yeah.
It needs to be refueled, and it's almost just needs to be rested, and the people need to be rested. And if you're advertising dinner after dinner after dinner after dinner to the same people over and over and over and over again, and you're not getting enough new people to advertise the dinner to, eventually the dinners will decline. But if you can do it at the right rate, where you're getting enough new people in and you're advertising the right rate, that never happens. So you just got to figure out where those times are and how to equally space out those breaks. But it's okay to just take a break and spend time with your family, and you got to make sure that that's growing and improving as well.
Absolutely. So younger practices, we always talk about a model where it's like 6 weeks grind, and then you put your head up, take a weekend off or take a long weekend, and then you grind again for 6 or 8 weeks, and then you bring up from a breath. So that may be the first year or two of practice, but as the practice becomes more seasoned, it's absolutely important to take that long weekend or take that week off or spend time with the family, or get recharged and do something you love to do. Everybody has different hobbies and way they decompress. But you'll know if you don't decompress, actually what happens is that people don't take a break.
You get less productive.
They get less productive, and then they say, man, I don't know why we're plateaued. We're not growing like we used to. And one of my first questions when a doc that's been in 4, 5, 6, or even 10 or 15 years is like, hey, when's the last time you had a vacation? And then they typically, what happens, they'll pause. Like, man, we haven't had one for a while. And I heard that we're talking to the doc, they were in about 3.5 years. And they actually said they've never had a break. And I was like, bro, I mean, I love you, but take a break. Your wife, family, so. And they're like, we don't want to, So anyway, do yourself a favor, evaluate that. There's a fine line. Don't take breaks all the time because you want the growth, but at the same time, don't grind so hard that you look back and, we both have young kids. Our kids are toddlers into, almost teens. You'll never get those years back. So look at that, have some harmony amongst working hard and grinding, but also taking a break at appropriate times.